your top five in any category. Tell me everything I need to know about you as a human. So if we're gonna go top five childhood movies that I would classify as slept on cinema, and by that I mean these are just movies that I swear I was the only one who grew up watching, where outside of my sister and my close cousins, I really don't think anybody else really knows about these movies. I got five of them for y'all. Number one, Sword and Stone. Sword and Stone, that that was a cinematic masterpiece. That movie, I believe that movie was made in 1963, and I was watching it in 2006, like it came out in 2005. That that had that had me really out here digging into the history of King Arthur. Had me thinking about, I wonder what it was like in the Dark Ages. What where, where, where what was Maryland doing in those woods before Wart came into the mix? The one scene where Archimedes is laughing because Maryland's plane crashed, that has to be one of the greatest laughters I've ever witnessed in my childhood and adulthood. Sword and Stone is impeccable. If you haven't seen it, you're the reason why this is on my slept on cinema list. So my top five, starting off with Sword and Stone. If we having a movie marathon, we're gonna watch that. Second, we're gonna watch Aristocats. Yeah, Aristocats, top to bottom. It was as much an amazing musical as it was a movie, but everybody wants to be a cat. How you play the piano so good that you got the whole trap house jumping like Jordan. You got the whole building. You going from floor to floor, rocking. They're literally rocking the house down. All animals. Some of the greatest instrumentalists you'll find. Everybody want to be a cat. The Aristocats. There was plenty of classism that was addressed in the underlying storyline, but that movie was impeccable. Just off the strength of just everybody wants to be a cat. Just off the strength of that, and I'm gonna connect some dots. It's seared into my memory that one Vine where somebody put Trap House Jam Like Jordan as the background audio to the scene of Aristocats when they were playing the piano and going from floor to floor to floor because it just fits so well. It just fits so well. So we're gonna watch Sword and Stone, then we're gonna watch Aristocats. The third movie, now this is really, it's a really deep cut. I would be elated if at least one person, I just need one person in the comments to genuinely say they watched that movie and say, wow, I thought I was the only one that watched that movie. Because outside of me, my sister, and my close cousins, I don't think anybody else knows that this movie exists. The Wind in the Willows. The one scene where the frog gets hit by the car, he has dizzy eyes and he's saying poop repeatedly. 9-year-old me is just saying poop over and over again as if I'm a dizzy frog that just got hit by a car. Poop. He's just saying poop. Look it up. Wind in the Willows, poop. Scene. You'll thank me later. And now that I think about it, I would actually need to watch that movie from top to bottom. Because the last time I saw that movie, I was definitely in middle school, and I actually don't remember the full plot, but I remember the title, and I remember the poop scene. Movie number 4, so we're gonna go from Sword and Stone, Aristocats, The Wind in the Willows, and then we're gonna deviate from cartoon land, and we're gonna watch A Saintly Switch. David Allen Greer and Vivica A. Fox, if I remember correctly, they had some of the funniest jokes, some of the greatest acting that my childhood self just appreciated every ounce of it. It was a trading places kind of movie. That trope has withstood the test of time. But the children, they went to go see about the lady. And when they went to see the lady, they ended up switching their parents' bodies. Like the mom became the dad and the dad became the mom in essence, but they still had, their same bodies. And the way I remember watching that movie with my grandmother, and she would be in tears laughing so hard at all of their jokes, at all of the comedic moments in the movie. And I don't think I've ever come across anybody else who's seen A Saintly Switch, who's talked about it. And I think it was with that movie that I actually really found it, like, David Allen Greer as an actor. He joined my top 10 list of actors that I really rock with, like seeing their performance across movies and from a comedy standpoint. Now for movie number 5, we're gonna go back real deep cut. Let's go back to the list. Sword and Stone, Aristocats, The Wind in the Willows, A Saintly Switch, and then number 5, we watching Thumbelina. We're watching Thumbelina. The music, I honestly barely remember the plot, but the music, On the Road, Marry the Mole, I Will Be Your Wings, Will You Be My Wings? Like, Marry the Mole. It's between Marry the Mole and On the Road. Those are my top 2 songs from that movie. Bruh, Thumbelina is like the I I I liken Thumbelina to if Tinkerbell from Peter Pan got her own backstory and movie. I think of Thumbelina as like Tinkerbell's cousin. That's just a random association. That's not necessarily a random association, but that's just an unlikely association that just came into my brain. But Thumbelina is one of those movies that you just don't really hear people talk about that much. And in the world of just children's movies, a lot of people may focus just on like the more popular Disney movies, like The Lion King or DreamWorks movies. Even DreamWorks was slightly slept on outside of Shrek. Slightly. And I'm talking about like mass media. I'm gonna stand on my shirt. Mass media and just what's at top of mind for most, specifically millennials. And then you got Pixar. And Pixar, they have really strong staying power. But then there's some slept on Pixar movies. But ain't nobody talking about Thumbelina off the random. Like, you're not gonna walk up to a random person on the street and say, "Have you seen Thumbelina?" And they say, "Yes, I have. I really enjoyed that movie." They probably don't know what that movie is. But if you walk up to somebody and say, "Have you seen The Lion King?" They're like, "Yeah, I've seen it. I liked it." Now I do have some honorable mentions, but let's go through the list. We're gonna do for this first iteration of a slept-on cinema list, top 5. Sword in the Stone, Aristocats, The One in the Willows, A Saintly Switch, Cap It Off, Thumbelina. But if we're gonna have some honorable mentions in there, Anastasia, Iron Giant. I can just stop right there. We can stop right there. But then I'm gonna throw in Robots, El Dorado, I might have to make a separate movie on. I got some more. That'll be a separate video about movies. That I got some other top 5s. But let me hear about your top 5s of slept on cinema movies that you swear nobody else saw except for you growing up. Put them in the comments. Also, suggest categories for top 5s. This could be movies, TV shows, honestly, experiences, foods, snacks, things that scratch that millennial itch in the back of your brain. Because this is really about remembering memories that you forgot that you had. That's what the top 5s at its core is really about. Thanks for watching. And I swear, if anybody in the comments say that they've seen The Wind in the Willows and they enjoyed it, this video has done its job. I just need one person. That's it. I just need one person to say, "I watched The Wind in the Willows growing up. Man, I didn't think anybody else did." So, internet, go ahead, do what you gotta do. And I'm looking forward to seeing what people got to say.